When I walked into that dealership wearing flip-flops and a faded shirt, they laughed. They didn't know I owned the ground they were standing on. I'm sitting here on my porch, same as I do every Sunday morning, looking at this street I watched grow from nothing. 40 years ago, this was just woods and dirt roads. Today there are buildings, stores, traffic, and a BMW dealership that shines like a diamond in the middle of the avenue. Look, if you're out there listening to this story, let me ask you something real quick. If you like it, hit that like button so more people can hear it too. Sometimes the stories we most need to hear are the ones that reach us least. It's January 2025. My granddaughter Emma just turned 18 last month, and I've had a plan tucked away in my heart for months. You know how it is, right? We get old, but our hearts still want to give presents, just like when they were little. Except now, instead of dolls and toy cars, it's real cars. Emma always stops in front of that dealership when we're out running errands. Her eyes light up looking at those imported cars. "Grandpa, someday I'm gonna have one of those," she says. But I can tell she doesn't really believe what she's saying, poor girl. Thinks dreaming costs too much. Well, sweetie, today's that day you never imagined could come. I get up from my chair, these joints aren't what they used to be, and go get ready. I put on my blue shirt, the same one I wear to go to the bakery for bread. It's gotten a bit faded, but it's clean and smells good. I slip on my flip-flops, the ones I wear for everything. I grab my leather wallet. This wallet's been with me for over 30 years. It's worn out, the leather's gotten a bit dry, but inside it there's more money than those boys in suits make in a whole year. But nobody needs to know that, right? I walk to Emma's house. She lives up on the next street, in a simple little house I helped with the down payment when my daughter got married. Her mom always told Emma I was special, but never really explained why. I knock on the door. "Grandpa," she yells when she sees me, all smiles. She's dressed up pretty in that little flowered dress she got for Christmas. "What are you doing here so early?" "Came to pick you up for a little ride." "A ride? Where?" "You'll see, sweetheart." She looks at me kinda suspicious, but grabs her purse and comes with me. We walk down the street slowly. I know every stone, every tree, every pothole in the asphalt. I planted half these trees with my own hands when I was about 38 and had lots of energy. I bought the lots when they cost next to nothing, built the houses when nobody believed this place would amount to anything. "Grandpa, where are we going?" Emma asks, curious. "Patience, kiddo. We'll get there soon." We stop in front of the BMW dealership, windows gleaming in the morning sun, imported cars lined up, smell of genuine leather and fresh paint in the air. Emma looks at me without understanding a thing. "Grandpa, are we going to go in there?" "We sure are. You're gonna pick out your car." She almost trips over her own feet. For a second, I see the child she used to be when she played in my backyard and dreamed of dolls and popsicles. Now she's a woman, college ahead of her, big dreams in her head, and Grandpa here still wants to give her popsicles, except now the popsicle has 4 wheels and GPS. "Grandpa, are you serious?" "Never been more serious in my life." I push open the glass door, and we walk in. The place is cold, strong air conditioning, instrumental music in the background, everything very sophisticated. The salesmen are talking among themselves, suits and ties, Italian shoes that reflect the ceiling lights. When they see me, the conversations stop right away. It's amazing how silence can be louder than shouting. A young guy, must be about 25, approaches slowly. He looks me up and down, then at Emma, then at me again. His eyes make this movement like a pendulum on an old clock. "Can I help you?" he asks, but it's not a question from someone who wants to help. It's a question from someone who wants you to disappear. "I want to buy a car for my granddaughter," I say. Simple as that. He forces a smile that doesn't fool anyone. "Ah, I see. Look, sir, these cars start at around 38,000. You sure you're in the right place?" Feel Emma move next to me. She turns red, not from anger, but from shame. Shame of me. That hurts more than when I broke my ribs falling off scaffolding 20 years ago. "I know what they cost," I answer calmly. "Which is the prettiest one you've got?" The guy makes a face like he can't believe what he's hearing. He calls another salesman, an older one with a little belly and thinning hair. They whisper to each other, but I hear everything. Doesn't look like he can afford it. Waste of time. Better send him somewhere else. Emma tugs my sleeve. Grandpa, let's go. It's okay. But I'm not leaving. Not now. Show the cars to my granddaughter, I insist. The older salesman approaches. He has the face of someone who's sold a lot of cars, but also the face of someone who's judged a lot of people by their clothes. Sir, I'm going to be straight with you. These BMWs here aren't for just anyone. They're serious investments. You really think you want to waste our time? At that moment, other customers arrive. A young couple, he with a Rolex that shines on his wrist, she with a purse that must cost more than most people make in a month. Immediately, 3 salesmen rush to help them. The 2 of us are left there, forgotten like old furniture. Emma's quiet, but I can see she's hurting. Not because of the car, but because of the situation. She's embarrassed of her grandpa. Grandpa, let's go, please, she whispers in my ear. I almost accept, almost take her by the hand and walk out of there. But then something happens that marks me to this day. When we're almost at the door, I hear one of the salesmen saying to another, quietly, but not quietly enough, "Good thing they're leaving. That type of people just messes up our numbers. Just look at how he's dressed." Emma hears it too, and for the first time in her life I see anger in her eyes, not shame, pure anger. She turns to the salesman like a snake ready to strike. "That type of people?" she asks, and her voice is shaking with rage. "What type of people?" The guy gets flustered, stuttering like a fool. No, I didn't mean—" "Yes, you did," she cuts him off. "You don't know my grandfather. You don't know anything about him." The argument starts drawing attention. The other customers stop looking at cars. The well-dressed couple starts paying attention. The sound of raised voices echoes in the silent showroom. At that moment, I feel a pride in my granddaughter that doesn't fit in my chest. She's defending me. My girl is defending me. The manager appears quickly, drawn by the commotion. He's a man about 50 years old, dark suit, air of someone who's in charge. "What's going on here?" "Nothing much," I say, pulling my wallet from my pocket. "Just want to buy a car for my granddaughter." He looks at my worn wallet and makes the same face as the others, but something in the way I speak makes him stop and pay attention. "What's your full name, sir?" he asks, kinda suspicious. "John Williams." The change in his face is instant. His eyebrows go up, his mouth opens a little, his eyes widen. Are you John Williams from Williams Development?" "The same." The silence in the dealership is total. Even the music stopped playing, or at least that's what it seems like. The fancy couple stops pretending they're not paying attention. The salesmen stand like statues. Emma looks at me, completely lost. "Grandpa, Williams Development?" "Sweetheart, I'm the one who developed this whole shopping center," I say, now looking straight at the salesman who despised me, "and the office complex next door, and most of the commercial properties in this area, including the land this dealership sits on. You ever see those movies where time freezes? Well, that's exactly what happened. Everyone frozen, mouths open, not knowing what to say. In 5 minutes, we became royalty. Espresso coffee, sparkling water, air conditioning at the perfect temperature, 4 salesmen competing to help us. The manager himself personally accompanies us to see the cars. This here is our most popular X1, he says, showing us a silver one. Very reliable, perfect for a young college student. But Emma's not looking at that one. She's looking at a white one, beautiful, that shines like a pearl in the sun. What about that one? She asks, still a bit shy. Ah, that's our top-of-the-line X1, the manager explains, all excited. It has everything a modern young lady needs. 360-degree camera, panoramic sunroof, leather seats, premium sound system. How much does it cost? I ask. $42,000, Mr. Williams. Done, that's the one. Emma grabs my arm. Grandpa, it doesn't have to be the most expensive one. Sweetheart, you've spent your whole life hearing you can't have nice things. Today you're going to have the best. When it's time to pay, I pull my cell phone from my pocket. It's a simple device, none of these fancy features. I'll have my bank send over a certified check. Should be here within the hour. Certified check for $42,000? The manager asks, kinda surprised. It's just money, I answer, making the call. Done, they'll have it delivered shortly. In an hour, the check arrives. The manager stares at it like someone who saw a ghost. "Everything's in order, Mr. Williams. The car can be released right now." I take the keys from his hands. They're heavy, have a gold keychain with the BMW symbol. I hand them to Emma. "Happy 18th birthday, sweetheart." She takes the keys, but she's not happy like I expected. She's confused, lost. Meanwhile, the salesman who humiliated me is red as a tomato, pretending he's organizing some papers on a desk in the corner. He can't even look in our direction. On the way home, her driving the new car, me in the passenger seat smelling the genuine leather, she stays quiet. Only when we get to my porch can she speak. "Grandpa, why didn't you ever tell me?" "Tell you what, honey?" "That you have so much money." I sit in my usual chair, that green plastic one that's gotten a bit faded. I look at the street I watched grow, house by house, tree by tree. "Sweetheart, I'm not rich. I have money, which is quite different. Rich is someone who has family, who has love, who has respect. Those men at the store, they also have money, but they don't have class." She sits in the chair next to mine, the one that used to be her grandmother's. "Grandpa, I was embarrassed at first. I know. But then when they talked bad about you, and oh my gosh, I got so upset." I stay quiet, just listening. Sometimes silence speaks louder than 1,000 words. "Weren't you mad at me? For being embarrassed?" I take her hand, small and soft, full of life ahead. "Sweetheart, you're 18 years old. You're still learning to see the world. Today you learned that people are going to judge you by the clothes you wear, the car you have, the house you live in. But you also learned that doesn't define who you are inside." She keeps playing with the keys of the new car, thoughtful. "The car. I don't have to keep it if you think I don't deserve it. Of course you're keeping it. It's your birthday present. But I want you to always remember the car doesn't make you better than anyone, just like my flip-flops don't make me worse than anyone." "How did you manage all this, Grandpa? The company, the development, the money?" I lean back in my chair and look at the sky that's getting light blue with the heat of the day. "Working, honey. Getting up at 4 in the morning, sleeping after midnight, carrying materials on my back when I had to. Never cheated anyone, never screwed anyone over. Just worked hard and treated everyone with respect. And why do you keep living here, wearing these clothes, walking around in flip-flops?" That question makes me smile. Because I like it here. I like my clothes. I like my flip-flops. Why would I change what makes me comfortable just to impress people who don't know me? We stay there for a long time, watching the street traffic. Cars passing, some of them on land I developed, driven by people who live in houses I built. Life happening around us, simple and beautiful. "Grandpa?" "What, sweetheart?" "Thank you, not just for the car, for teaching me that we don't have to bow down to anyone. You don't need to thank me, that's what grandpas do. Now you who are listening to this story, let me ask you something. Have you ever judged someone by the clothes they were wearing, by the way they talked, by the way they walked? I have, many times, and I always regretted it afterward. That day my granddaughter got a BMW, but I think she got something much more valuable, the certainty that her grandfather might be wearing flip-flops, but will never bow down to anyone, and that she doesn't have to either. Soon Emma will start college, will have her own dreams, will build her own story, and I'll keep sitting here on my porch with my old shirt and my flip-flops, looking at the world I helped build. Because in the end, what matters isn't what you have in your pocket, but who you are when nobody's watching, and when everyone's watching too. Now tell me something. Have you been through this too? Have you been judged by your appearance? Write it in the comments. I want to know your story. And if this story moved you somehow, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes we need to be reminded that everyone deserves respect, no matter what they're wearing or where they came from.